Call the July board meeting to order. Roll call, we got 4 out of 5 here. We have one that's under the weather. And we'll start with the pledge and the invocation.
Please rise. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please remain standing. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for this beautiful day. And thank you for those that are here. I want to welcome our administrators and our school teachers and the public to our meeting, and may the board make wise decisions as we go forward for our school district. Be with our teachers and students during the pandemic and keep them safe in the upcoming school year. And just thank you for the grace and mercy you show us each day. Amen.
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 Couldn't do the prayer or put it all together. Should praise for that.
Thank you. Can I get a motion to approve the agenda as presented?
I make the motion. Second.
Been moved and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Speak up so the secretary can hear, please.
Well, we've all
All right.
changed positions here, George. We don't know where to talk.
We're going to talk. We'll start with public comments. Do we have any? None? All right. We'll move right on into the cabinet update.
Thank you all for having us. To the board president, all the community, I appreciate you having us. We start out with our district. We always talk about our mission, our vision, our values, and our fundamentals. Along with our 4 goals, which are student achievement, positive culture, community engagement, and employee retention. We'll start first. I did not put Mr. Mitchell on there, but I want Mr. Mitchell to take up a little bit of my time and talk about the student insurance. Yes, sir.
Good evening.
It didn't go up as much as property insurance, did it?
No, it didn't go up at all.
Oh, good.
You know, this is would be our second year to handle this accident insurance. And so what it is, it's a comprehensive accident policy. All the students from K, whatever, kindergarten, all the way through high school covered. It covers accidents, like if there's a school bus accident, and as long as it's, school business, the student would have like $10,000 accident coverage. But then there are more things that happen. Maybe a football injury, that you get up to $50,000. But the policy doesn't cover sickness. It is pure accident policy. And like I say, the premium is flat, what it was last year. So it's $34,505. And it's Bureau Life Insurance Company. And actually, the school didn't really have any claims. Good. So, y'all need more?
Ned, you're talking about with the athletes, that's over their personal insurance.
I should have said that.
Right.
It's an excess policy over any insurance that individual.
Whatever insurance the student has, this would be pay whatever that insurance wouldn't pay.
That's right.
It covers everything that their policy doesn't up to that limit.
I can't speak to that, but typically these policies are like if that is a $10,000 procedure, the insurance only pays $8,000, the parents got $2,000, then this kicks in and pays the additional $2,000.
And there's a zero deductible. I know it's a good company and a good policy. And I think the premium is fair. So.
All right. We appreciate it.
That comes out about $10 a student.
$10 student, about what it comes
Comes
to.
to.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mitch, appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
To continue with the updates, we took a tour. I don't know if everyone knows, the aviation program at Delta State, awesome.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, we went out and they let us go in they have three or four simulators. Myself, Mr. Cotton, and Ms. Thompson, we all went to do it, and they let us fly the simulators and explain the program to us. So that led us into deeper discussion. So what we're trying to do is have an intro to aviation class at the high school for the 21-22 school year. We already have the MOU for the dual credit that you all had approved, so we can partner with Delta State. Ms. Thompson is working the logistics with MDE to see how we can work it, but Delta State is all in, wanting to do it with us, and we're all in wanting to do it with them. Actually, the long-term program is to have 4 classes, so that all 4 of the classes will migrate back over to Delta State if we have a student that takes all 4, so there'll be 4 classes ahead. That's the big goal, but we gotta start somewhere, so we're trying to start with an intro to aviation class, which is great. They're really good.
How did you do on your simulation?
I landed twice. Ms. Thompson was in there with me. I landed once with the instructor and landed once by myself. Mr. Khan crashed his plane, I might say. I mean, it is awesome. If you ever, and they really want us to set up tours to bring our kids to see it. So we're gonna do that this year, 21-22. Man, they have $400,000 planes out there, $500,000. I mean, single engine planes, double engine planes. It is really neat. It's a gym. You don't know it's out there. Summer school in the Wolfpack Academy started July 6th at the high school. It's been working out pretty well. We have a lot of participation. As you know, this year
That's
we
good. I'm
paid
surprised.
for summer school as a district. We paid for it without ESSA money. And hopefully it keeps on going for the next couple of years. We can do the same.
What are the numbers looking like?
We have about 387 students to register for both programs, and we're working through that final roster today. So I have the most updated numbers tomorrow.
Okay.
We have them coming out last week. We started on the season.
That's good.
No pickup, drop-off time. It looks like school's in session.
And there were a couple of hiccups, like Mr. Boggs and I, we talked about a situation. We got it cleared up really quick. Some people were not registered, so they were not letting them come in until they were registered. It was like they would get dropped off, and then it was a confusion, but we got that all. It only took a couple of days to get it done. Transportation's been great. The feeding program has been great. Haven't been no problems over there. It's pretty good. You get a chance to just walk over there. It's running. It's a pretty good program. Adopt the school, the principals went out in the community and visited at least 4 different businesses. Ms. Norwood and her crew came to visit me, so I have signed up for something for this year coming up. But they went to 4 different businesses within the community, and the whole purpose was so the businesses can see the principal and the people that represent the schools too. And we were not only asking for money, we were asking for time and locations, because sometimes we have things that are off campus, so they can volunteer space and they get different incentives. So you'll get a complete list of that when we get it all finalized, but it's been great.
One of the best things to do in raising money is every time you go to see a business, you don't ask them for money.
Yep.
That you show up and just say thank you and hello without asking them for something. And a lot of times that means a lot to that business owner, because they see you coming a lot of times and they try to lock the door
Yep.
before you get there.
And it, like the time, and I'll say something practical, like when we do state testing, you need proctors. So you can volunteer a number of hours to help out the school with proctor. We can lock you in early so the principals are not running around like chickens with their heads cut off when testing time comes. Makes it easy to test. School year, for the 21-22 school year, the teachers come back on the 2nd of August and the students come back on the 9th of August. So as we put it out there, everybody voted. We had 3 options, and the majority of the votes was to come back on the 2nd of August from the faculty and staff of all the schools. So the main reason that I talked to some of the people, they said they wanted to get back to normal. They wanted to get back to the normal time to get out. No one wanted to come back in June, go all the way to June again. So if we would have started middle August, that means we would have went mid to early June. If we would have went late August, we would be in the same situation we was in this time. So everybody wants to come back. It's a quick turnaround, but it's gonna work out.
Good.
State scores came back.
Okay.
The scores, you're not gonna get a score, but the data came back. So we're going through the principles of deciphering data. When it's all embargoed, I'm gonna give it to you in a simple format so you can read it and you can see the differences. You can't see any growth because we didn't take a test last year. So the only thing that you can really look at is proficiency.
We have in the past had principal meetings with each principal
Okay?
after y'all have had time to go over the data, and we have, and let them present like their action plans directly to the board. You know,
Okay.
15-minute sessions one day, directly to the board.
Will you make that?
You know,
Just give us a little time so they can get it.
oh, this is usually October,
Yeah.
November.
Oh, yeah, that's around the time.
Yeah.
But we can range that. Everybody in the state, everybody's gonna see a decrease, but looking at our numbers, in which Mr. Johnson was in charge of getting it for the principals and make sure that they double check, because we have to send it back to MDE to tell them that you made a mistake here, this. So we're still waiting on that. But looking at it now, our biggest deficit was math, like we thought. It wasn't as large as you would think it is, because I was really looking for it to be lower, but it wasn't.
Did every student in the district test?
No, but we were well over 95%.
Right, so we had about 5% that just refused to bring their kids here to be tested.
How did it compare to our regional schools?
Don't know.
Okay.
It's not released on MDE, that's where we normally get it from, or we talk to other superintendents. I hadn't had a chance to talk to them.
I'll be curious to see how we fared,
Yeah,
our district compared to other districts,
just like the gate,
percentage wise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll give you that too. Last thing, accelerated reader. Now, we have this competition every year, and we read. And it's like, man, it's for real. So what I want to show you, in 1920, we read over 360 million words, we read over 129,000 books, we had comprehension of 76.5%. Our goal for comprehension is 85%. That was our first year doing it. So this year, we read over 407 million words, we read over 205,000 books, and our comprehension was 78.9. So we went up, and we read more books, which is great. The whole thing of it is we need them to read more books, so when they get in front of the passage, they're not scared to read the passage. So the more you do throughout the year, the more likely you are to read the passage. The more likely you are to read the passage, the more likely you are to get them right and to write on the exam. So, awards. So, for 4th 9 weeks, AR. For the most words read, we do the top 3. Bell Academy at 28.9 million. It says 4 9 weeks. Does it say 4 9 weeks? At the bottom, it's the other one there. 4th 9 weeks. Bell Academy. She don't like to lose. Second place is Pyramid with 34.4 million. And first place, the principal's on vacation, is DM Smith with 48.6 million words. I'm telling y'all, it is a steep competition, especially that one. She is gonna call me, and we have a spreadsheet that we put up, and they can see all the numbers, but I turned it off the last 2 weeks, so you have no clue. When no one else did, because they can see every school on the spreadsheet. So she gets, Dr. Butcher, what is my school doing? I'm like, you all right? The next category is most books read. DM Smith, 3rd place with 12,451 books, 4 9 weeks. Naylor, 2nd place, books, 13,247. And 1st place, Cleveland Central Middle School, 14,740 books.
So this includes the high school and middle school as well?
Mm-hmm.
Had no idea.
In the first place is the belts. So when you win for the 9 weeks, you get a belt. So DM Smith got a belt for 1st place and a certificate for most words. The middle school gets a belt and a certificate for the books read. And you keep this belt for a whole 9 weeks. because you start fresh every damn week. So they display them up in their schools. And they frame their certificates, it's a big deal. Comprehension, this is where we really want to go. Hayes Cooper, third place, 90.39%. Bell, second place, 90.47%. For the people who said they would never win an award, Naylor. 91.56% first place comprehension. When we first started, they were like, we're never gonna win.
That's great.
We're never gonna win. So the next category is overall.
The
For
big
the
one.
whole year. That was just for 19 weeks. So.
Do they get to keep the trophy?
They keep the trophy. This time you get a certificate and a trophy. And I am working with Mr. Bradham for a discount at Lenny Subs for the first place winners.
Awesome.
So for the whole school for the month of July
The
and the
whole
month of
school?
August.
That's what's up.
I'm working with him to get that finalized.
What day is this, so I can?
Most words read. Third place is Bell, 78.3 million. Second place, DM Smith, 79.5 million. First place, Pyramid, 110 million. So they get the chance to keep the trophy the whole year. So we get a
Awesome.
trophy at the end of every year. So most books read. Third place, Naylor, 33,139. Now keep in mind, Naylor's only K2. Them little jokers, they read some books.
That's awesome.
Second place, DM Smith, 38,372. First place, Cleveland Central Middle School, 56,791 books. A lot of books. So comprehension. Third place, we have Naylor at 86.58%. Second place, we have Hayes Cooper at 87.26%. First place, Bill Cassidy. She's so competitive, she don't like to lose. Especially when they come in first. So that is my update for AR. The next up is business department. Thank you all.
Look like the schools didn't have no fire.
All right. Bank reconciliations for May 2021. District maintenance cash on hand at the end of May was 16.5 million. Payroll account had 13,544. Accounts payable had a little over 1 million. And food service at 929,000. Fund balance through May, all funds, a 20.4 million fund balance. Last year, December, 17 million, so a difference of an increase of 3.4 million. District through May is 13.2 million. Last year was about 11.9, which is an increase of 1.2 million. Revenues, statement of revenues and receipts through May, we got about 34.8 million. Last year, we got about 32.4 million revenues. We got an increase of about 2.3 million. Statement of expenditures, we spent about 30 million. Last year, this time, 29.7 million, so an increase of about 255,000.
What do you attribute the 4 million to? Increase in revenue last year over this year?
The receipts,
You did-
34 to 32.
Yeah, you said this time last year, we had received about 32 million.
I
This
think
year.
a lot of it had to do with some of the extra money, funds that we get, all the extra money.
Okay.
Because it's part, it's all funds in that.
That's it. You know, I would like to say something about the food service that I think people kind of forgot. If it wasn't for you all allowing us to change some stuff in food service, that $900 and some thousand will not be there, because when we were going through the pandemic, it got low. And you allowed us to change some stuff, and, I don't know how everybody else knows, like, mostly food service, we're always taking money out of something else to pay for it, but with the changes that you all allowed us to make, she's up to $929,000, which is great for food service. Food service is really floating itself right now.
That's good.
And
That's good.
And that's really good, Ms. Newsom. If you don't have any other, you have all the other departments, if you don't have any other questions, that concludes our.
Y'all need to keep watching this stuff and make good recommendations to us.
I know, right?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
All right, that's the cabinet update. Can I get a motion to approve the cabinet update?
I make the motion to approve.
All
Second.
right, been moved and second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Approve the consent agenda.
Make the motion to approve consent agenda as presented.
Second.
Been motioned and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Yeah, I know it's consent agenda, I know that.
All right, set date and time for next regular board meeting, August 9th at 6 p.m. Monday.
I got no problem with
That's
it.
the second Monday, that's good as any.
Yes, I'm fine with that.
All right, can I get a motion to that effect?
So move.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
It's 6, right?
6 o'clock,
That's the first day of school.
first day of school. All right, claims docket. Do we have any questions? You explained some of it to us. If we don't have any questions, can I get a motion to approve?
Oh, I never did ask a question on the 310,000 on, for Bank Plus. I'm sure that's paying off of debt on something.
Your annual payment for
And
it.
and your payment on debt. Okay, we're gonna have to keep working on this and kind of get it where it's a better readable format for us.
Hard to teach old dogs new
New
tricks.
tricks. I'll make a motion to approve.
I think the more they look at it, the easier it'll get, Ms. Kennedy.
Them numbers.
It's just different.
She said, Dave.
Yeah, I did say that.
Just like everybody else.
We don't like change.
Sell out. Some people say, oh, it's sell out. Sold all the men out.
All right, we got a motion to approve. We got a
Say,
second.
"Oh, what?"
Been second, motion and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, ayes have it. All right, remove from table and approve of Cleveland School District to enter into partnership with Shaw Medical Center.
And that's the same thing that we did last year.
This is the same thing that was done last year, but there were some revisions to better word the MOU.
You look at it.
I will look at it.
All right, can I get a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Been motion and second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Remove from table and adoption of MSBA policy review report, 386 pages. We're gonna go through each one of them.
No, I'm gonna make the motion to approve.
Oh, it's aimed for 386 pages, but
These are,
Those were the same, the first one is your grading system that was discussed at the last one, that change. Your other policies are going to be within 7, 8, and parts of 9.
that was a 2-year change.
2 years.
all right, can I get Richard to
I make
make
the
the
motion.
motion?
Second.
Been motion second to approve the policy updates. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Remove from table and approval of extended learning policy to meet the requirements of MDE. Remove from table and approve the extended learning policy. What's
That's related to work-based learning.
work-based learning? Can I get a motion to approve?
I make the motion to approve.
Second.
Been motion second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Remove from table and approval of employee handbook, student handbook, Cleveland School District Dropout Prevention Plan, District MTSS Manual, School Wellness Plans, Data Management Manuals, Student Registration Manual for Parents, Data Collection Policy, Procedure and Guidelines, Curriculum manuals, dual enrollment guidance, instructional management plan, professional development plan, library policy and procedure manual, district learning handbook, and school safety plans.
A lot of plans.
I make the motion. Oh, go ahead, you had a question?
No, go ahead.
I make the motion to approve.
Second.
Been motioned and second to approve all these handbooks and plans. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
You say aye?
All right.
Speak out there. All right. Ayes.
Y'all on
All
roll,
against.
I was watching.
I was waiting on you.
Didn't matter what I voted anyway.
We-
Two voted yes.
First, second, vote. Aye.
All opposed? None. That passes. Number 9. Remove from table and approval of Cleveland School District Technology Plan for 21 through 24.
Are these plans basically just changing year? Any significant changes?
The 10 was significant because of the extra funding we got, so we have to adjust the, phasing in of our technology,
Okay.
equipment. The ones up top, no major change.
Okay.
So, the only thing is because we just adopted the policy, an employee and student have to just make sure the
Handbooks.
adopted policy matches the handbook.
Okay, that's all I'm
All right.
getting at. I know we're having a change in technology this year, but we're still on track with
Yeah.
our upgrades and the things
We
we're
actually
doing.
kinda ahead.
Okay.
All right, can I get approval of
Make
the
a motion to
technology
approve.
plan? Todd approved. Can I get a second?
Second.
Richard second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Remove from table and approval Cleveland District Fixed Asset Manual 21-22. Is it-
Nailed everything down.
Everything nailed down?
That was a major, change in the fixed assets, but we should be good to go. Now we have some processes and some policies. Same thing that we realized, when we did the audit with MDE, we had to put all that stuff in the manual to
Yeah.
make sure that we're doing what we're supposed to be doing. But, you should have a fixed asset report probably next month.
Okay.
About the schools.
I'll make the motion to approve.
Second.
Been motion and second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Remove from table and approval of merit pay and raise criteria be added to the employee handbook.
Talked to Jim Keith like he wanted. Fine, he read over it. The only question he had was FMLA because he was like that. He said, the FMLA, he was like, oh, you good. The FMLA does not count against you.
90, does not count against your 95%.
No, does not. He was like, yeah, you're fine.
All right.
And
All
the
right.
thing that we're asking is, can we just put it as a practice and put it in the employee handbook instead of making this a policy?
What is the motions? I mean, what is the, move
It
from
says
table,
the same thing. It
approval,
says it added to the
employee handbook? Of course, I mean, that would,
I don't see why not.
Explain it to
oh,
What did you ask Jim about that?
Yeah, I asked him about it. He said that'd be fine.
Yeah.
has this plan, before we approve it tonight or don't approve it tonight, has it been presented to your principals?
Multiple times.
Multiple times,
And directors.
they've had their input.
Yep.
Their input's been heard, been
Yep.
included in here.
Yep.
I
think some of those biggest ones was about attendance. And so you all agreed with the attendance things. So when we presented the first time, we get the information and it was like, we need to do something about this attendance and this and this, this. Ironic, we presented to you and you said the same thing.
Right.
So we made
Well,
that tweak, but y'all saw that tweak.
You know, if that employee goes from 90% attendance to 95% attendance, we save money.
Yep.
We're not having to pay a sub that day. And so they're getting it back in
That's right. As long as they're not sick.
in a merit pay if they meet the other criteria.
But you're right, because we ain't gotta pay the subs. I mean, because we look at the budget, man, Kelly Services is an expense, it's expensive.
You sure is.
Because we spend a lot of money on Kelly Services for the last 4 years.
That's right.
We look at it, and it's a lot of money. People are missing days.
That's right.
So this is part of an incentive for you to come to work.
Come to work.
I'm glad to see us put some things in place, because it's a team sport. And that way, if we're all successful, the district's successful, there's a way for everybody to be a part of that.
And then like, we talked to the principals, we had a principals meeting this last week, and they gave some more feedback. So as years go on, it will evolve. We just have to figure out better ways to measure.
That's
So
right.
Just because we come out with it this time, that does not mean it's not gonna evolve into something else to add.
That's right.
We just have to making it concrete so that we'll know, then we can get more feedback from the people once we start it. And then we can add more features to it, but.
It has to be something that's measurable.
Yes.
And everybody can achieve it.
Right. You don't, you
Choices,
can't
behaviors.
put it to where.
Accomplishments.
Yep.
Good. I make a motion, we approve it.
Second.
And motion second to approve the merit pay and raise criteria. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Approval of central office technology to enter into Cleveland School District and DSU College of Business, Computer Information System, CIS, internship with Delta State University.
So this is the project that, Mr. Neal started on with DSU, and basically we're trying to have a better pipeline between our local college and our workforce here. So we wanted to partner with Delta State's technology department to get interns to work with our technology department. They can learn on the job how it looks to operate desktop support and things like that.
Okay.
All right, can I get a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Been moved and second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. And 14, approval for Cleveland Career Development Technology Center and Cleveland Central High School to enter into a partnership with the Mississippi Department of Education to support and enhance the career and technical education activities that promote the development, implementation, and adoption of the Health Science Career Academy program.
This is dealing with CTE. Mr. Crest is our MPE contact as far as trying to get our academies rolling for this upcoming year and add different academies each year. But it's just to get that approval to kind of work with them throughout this year so that we have a stronger academy model between the high school and the career center and our work-based learning. So that's what this 14 is about.
And it goes on to what you have pushed to me to say we need to improve our career tech.
Yep.
So these are different steps to improve our career tech. We're trying to speed it, we're speeding it up. So it's a lot of moving pieces and a lot of people we have to talk to. It's a lot of reading from Mr. Luciano.
All right, can I get a motion?
Well, I'll make a motion, go ahead, I'll second it for Mr. Luciano there.
No. Been motion and second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Approval.
Can I ask a question though? Our MOU that we do for student teachers, was it in that memorandum of understanding that we just approved?
No, we approved that before.
That was before.
We did either last meeting, the meeting before.
Yeah, with Delta State, that's old, yeah, we've been did that.
Okay, I just don't want us to.
Slip up
We
again.
good, we ain't no slip up with that one.
Good.
All right, number 15, approval for Cleveland Career Development and Technology Center to enter into a partnership with the Mississippi Department of Education for the students to cover examination fees for qualifying industry certification, professional development for CTE teachers, student instructional support for programs that lead to qualifying industry certifications and activities to increase access to qualifying industry certification.
I love this.
So these are coming from Department of Education?
They got some additional funds to help us get professional development for our CTE teachers and to help cover the cost of those industry certification fees.
Okay.
So we can get more kids certified to go into work.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm. Can I get a motion?
I make that motion.
This grant's going for the teachers.
And the kids.
And the
And the
students,
kids.
the fees for their tests.
I second Tanya's motion.
Been motion and second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. All right, removal of 16th section lease.
Here you go.
Good evening.
Good evening.
The lease that we're talking about is in the name of Miss Cordelia Morgan, and it's in the Brickyard area here. Miss Morgan has been deceased for 20 plus years, according to the county courthouse. And Mr. Wayvon Morgan is her nephew. So I'm asking is that, and it's an original 99-year lease. So right now, we're not receiving any funds from this piece of property. So if it can get terminated and then be reapproved for a 15 to 25-year lease for where Mr. Morgan can have it, then we can start receiving some funding from that piece of property. Because right now, we don't receive anything.
All right.
And
How did we not know she was gone?
just,
20 plus
I'll tell you
years?
now, a lot of times what ends up happening is, especially in situations like this, is someone has the lease and they die, but no estate is never opened.
Right.
And a family member just takes the tax receipt and pays it. So
Okay,
nothing ever happens to that property.
gotcha.
And they just pay the tax, and they pay the tax, and they pay the tax. But then when come transfer time, that's when something
right,
comes
when it's
up.
got, when it's sale.
The last 25 years.
And you found out.
Well, I'm digging also, but I'm working with the county courthouse with these leases. I'm setting up a meeting with her because she told me that we have probably about a little bit of 30 leases
No
that
problem.
are not, we're not receiving anything off of these leases. And no one is on these pieces of property. Someone is paying the property taxes, like
Right.
a family member or whatnot. But with this lease case, Mr. Morgan was paying the property taxes, but he was just like, he couldn't benefit from it. We're not benefiting from it. So he eventually was gonna stop paying the property taxes until he reached out to Ms. Hayes at the courthouse to see how can he get the piece of property in his name. And this would be the easiest and quickest way for him to get it.
So there's no home on this house, on this property?
All right, can I get a motion to that effect?
So moved.
Second.
Been moved and seconded, all those in favor?
All right,
Opposed? Ayes have it, approval for request of fixed asset disposals. We got a list.
you good?
How much is the list?
It's more than the 400 pieces that I asked for in May.
But you're cleaning it up.
Yes, sir. We still have items in the buildings that was purchased in the late 90s.
Yeah.
That are not being utilized. So we have to get those big bulky televisions. I thought the majority, all of them was at the warehouse when I first did that first disposal. No, we still have some at the middle school that was up on the east side that just never moved. They just left them in the library.
Right.
And we're gonna pay to have those disposed of because the company that we're using, they can't benefit from it. So they're gonna charge us for those big bulky televisions. But we have a lot of items purchased between 97 and 2005 that are still on our inventory that we're still being held accountable for, that's not being used at all. It's dumped off in storages and rooms and in cabinets. And what I'm trying to do is clear the buildings of all items that's not being used. So the only thing in those buildings are what we know are being used.
And it's usable.
Yes, sir.
Usable.
This
Some of
is-
that stuff ain't usable.
How many years have we heard that same statement?
Well, when me and you are long gone from this board, they'll be still having that
Yeah.
conversation.
Finding rooms and stuff in
And
it.
so we have another big project this year because we have a lot of things that are in Cypress.
Right.
We've already started cleaning out some of the stuff.
The
Ms.
mir-
Thompson found, how many flatbeds, 2, 3? We had to,
Four.
yes.
Yeah, it was about 4.
We had to get 4 flatbeds, like big ones, to clean out the
Now,
books
that
we never
memorabilia
used.
from them two high schools,
Never.
don't,
They
We got,
thank you.
but we had a lot of stuff in there that was molded, mildew, that's
Yeah.
not usable, that's over 10 years. So now our big project this year is to clean out Cypress totally, but he's a main component of it because he has to go through and look to make sure that there are no fixed assets, and if they're on our thing and they're old and they're disposable, we gotta put them on the disposable list. So it's gonna take a long time to do it, but our goal is to clean it out like we did the
Booty call.
maintenance. Now you walk in maintenance, there's nothing on the floor. The warehouse.
Good.
So,
All right,
So move.
Second.
been moved and seconded, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Mr. Wade, I just want to say thank you for all the work that you're doing. I feel like you're doing a great job. We're getting more information since you've been here than we've gotten in a while, and I want to say I really appreciate this.
Yeah.
y'all could have been at the audit, boy.
Don't worry,
He was sweating bricks.
don't worry, it'll get
That was
worse.
his first one.
Don't worry.
All right. Number 18, approval of federal programs to submit MCAP applications for 21-22.
Make the motion. To approve.
Second.
Been motion and second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, ayes have it. Approval of Dale Bailey and Association for Architectural and Engineering Design Services. This is for the HVAC
Yes, sir. Yes.
HVAC systems.
And all that has been paid through ESSA money. So all of that, the services, everything is coming from our ESSA two, which, our allocation was, $5.2 million. So we have an estimated cost of $4.4 million, estimated, but we don't know.
And this is no monies at this point. But,
We're also buying-
Yeah.
Select and then we'll, get a contract together for the board attorney, people.
Okay, we're just moving the process on.
Approve before we do is get the money.
Just
Yes, sir.
moving it
So now we
forward.
gotta follow through with it.
Yeah.
But this, like Mr. Boggs said, like you said before, like, why are we gonna approve something we don't know if the application's gonna go through? So we had to wait, and the application went through MDE, so we're coming back to you.
Okay.
And all our numbers are still good.
Yeah.
Make
All
a
right.
motion we approve.
Second.
Been moved and seconded, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Approved to enter into a public relations service agreement with the Carter Malone Group LLC from July 15th.
George, can I ask a quick question on that last before we leave it?
Yeah.
How quick are we gonna start getting these units swapped out?
We ain't even got a contract yet, man.
But the next thing we do is get the contract together for the board attorney review, and then once that contract is approved, then they can go ahead and get started with.
It's just
So you
first,
expect like in a month, in 6 months, in a year,
I'd say maybe 6 months.
6 months? So it'll be winter, it'll be cool.
As long as we have to spend all the funds by 2023.
Okay.
And I want everybody, we're gonna have to be patient because everybody's doing the same thing in the whole world. Not,
Well, I just don't want
supply
us
and
getting,
demand.
yeah, I don't want us getting caught doing it when it's extremely hot or extremely cold and not having heat or air
I
conditioning
agree.
when we need it.
approved to enter into public relations service agreement with Carter Malone Group LLC, July 15th, 21 to July 14th, 22.
This is a follow-up on the request for the public relations services because of the price, they had to go into a bid. And they were the only one that bid it, but they did receive a favorable score from those who scored. And the thing about this is for the cost of a person, we get the support of her entire firm to help us with our full service PR. So that includes her meeting with different stakeholders, coming up with a plan, like how we're gonna do social media, how we're gonna do our meetings, how we're gonna communicate, and then helping us actually execute those plans.
The 12-month contract.
Yes, sir.
And what is our cost on that?
80,000.
80,000?
A lot of public relations.
It's steep, but I think once we get all the services that we get and we utilize it, I don't think we would have to have every option every year. I mean, we're just at a time that we do need
Oh, yeah.
the things that they're offering.
All right,
I'm not expecting you to say
can I get a motion to that effect?
I make the motion.
Second.
Been motion and second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. All right, discussion and table of test security plan.
This is a requirement every year for our state test, and we have to put the plan, there were no major changes, to the plan.
So we need to table it.
Yeah.
Make a motion to table it.
Second.
All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
We'll table number 21. Discussion and table alternative school handbook.
Another requirement for our accreditation to have a handbook, I know we have our school handbook, we also have a special one for alternative schools, and there were no major changes to that one either.
We need to table that too.
Yes, sir.
I make the motion to table.
Second.
Been motion and second to table. Number 22, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Discussion and table 21-22 child nutrition employee handbook.
Make a motion to table it.
Second.
Been motioned and second to table. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Approval personnel agenda.
I didn't have anything on there.
I just had a question about, under the list of, positions, number 2, I thought we reduced, is that the amount we reduced that to?
I'm looking
Hold on, Tanya.
Under
So
the
at the
coaching
bottom?
positions at the bottom?
On supplements.
Mm-hmm,
On supplement list.
number 2. I thought it was less than that.
That's in the highlighted area, it's in the highlighted
blue. I
area.
thought how much was it previously?
15.
Okay, I thought it was less than this. When we changed the
The
title,
total is 15.
when we
So
changed
we left it the same. And just split it. Even the previous year,
Okay.
it was the same.
Split it up.
It was still the same.
okay, I thought it was this, I thought when we changed the title,
Yeah.
that the amount changed.
No,
Okay,
it all stayed the same.
okay.
Can I get a motion on the personnel agenda?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Been motion second on the personnel agenda. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Hey, and I appreciate y'all telling us, because what happened was, I know Mr. Fuller and Tanya said, we can't see the names on the side. What happened, it got cut off. So when y'all see, y'all just let us know so we can run it back to you. Because you text me, I was like, that's not what I see. But I appreciate
I
it.
just saw a bunch
Just
of
keep
numbers
us-
and
keep
names.
That's what I saw, I was like, what is this?
Well, I like it too, because that means y'all read.
Y'all put it,
Oh, yeah.
And
We
that's the
read
same
now.
y'all
thing
put
with
it over
with the claims
Oh,
docket
man.
is, you know, we only get what they send us.
Right.
So even though they've got other reports that they're looking at, they can't reference those because they gotta reference the one that we're looking at.
Gotcha.
Now, that's what we're asked to approve, is the one that we're looking at.
I got you.
The same way with personnel. Yeah, consider.
Yeah, can I get a motion to consider executive session?
I make the motion.
Second.
Motion and second to consider. Can I get a motion to go in executive session for stated reasons of student remediation,
Readmission.
readmission,
Out of district.
out of district transfer and insurance claim? Can I get a motion to go in for those stated
You
reasons?
got any other reasons?
Those are the reasons.
Okay.
Been
So moved. Second.